Were you going to introduce me?
I was going to introduce
Go ahead,
you.
Go ahead, do it.
I want to
hear. I want to hear your intro.
We're like
Well,
the
now
third
I
hour
feel
of the Today
pressure.
Show.
I want to hear the intro.
Well, we have a surprise guest appearance of my lovely brother-in-law, Jason. What's your middle name?
Quarter Biggs.
Quarter. Jason Matthew.
Jason Matthew Biggs.
Matthew is your middle
Jason
name?
Matthew
What if I was like
Biggs.
Craig?
My love, Greg.
Craig.
No, I know.
Yeah, Greg.
So he flew into town for basically 24 hours, and I swooped him up and got him to be my captive for an hour or 45 minutes.
45.
You did.
No, this worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Really did.
Samantha and Uncle Duran let me stay at their house last night, which is very sweet. I came in for a quick pop. I had a friend's 50th birthday party last night, and today is Eugene Levy getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, that's where you're going.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
this
you
suit
were
is
going
not for
on
you.
to.
No, this suit
I
is
was
not for you.
I was like, I'm so confused.
I did not wear this suit for you.
Oh my God, a Walk
Yeah.
of Fame. Where's
Yeah.
his ceremony? I mean, where's his?
It's on Hollywood Boulevard.
No,
They have this
figured- I
whole. It's like
figured
a
such.
mile long of like
Isn't that wild?
stars. You should check it out. It's cool. They have like fucking like Michael Jackson and like
Wait.
yeah,
Marilyn Monroe.
Cary Grant.
It's
That's
crazy.
cool. No, it's
That's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting. He invited me. I was like, oh, of course.
You're one of his. They get like people invite like 3 special people for this.
I'm not speaking, but I may just crash it anyway. Just
Yeah,
like
you should.
after
Do you have a
Catherine,
speech prepared?
after Catherine O'Hara and before Marty Short and his son Dan. I
Oh,
may
Marty's
just like,
going for
I'm
it?
sure. I'm assuming.
Marty?
Catherine, I know, is speaking. I'm not sure. I'm
She's
assuming.
a fox.
She's awesome.
She's a fox.
She's a fox.
She is a fox.
Yeah. No, I love. I mean, literally, I love Deb and Eugene, his wife Deb. I love that family. I just
didn't-
love them. Love
Yeah.
them. Love them.
Oh, Dan's his son, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, that's so overdue for him.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
so
No,
this is what
I
we were
know.
talking about. I said, at what point do you get a star? And then Jason was telling me that you actually have to pay for. You have to
do.
pay for the
It's
star.
an interesting process because
Well, you would know
I know
this.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was telling
What
her.
do you know?
Okay,
it's
so
wonder
there's-
if she
well,
knows.
well, let me say what I know, and then you tell me if I'm right, because you'll know
Okay,
if I'm
go
right
ahead.
or wrong.
Go ahead.
So so today, Eugene is getting his star. He has after the ceremony, there is a lunch, and then there is a screening of his new show on a season 2 of his show on Apple. He does a travel show on Apple TV, and my assumption is that Apple is paying for this. It's tied into the promotion, and generally,
Usually, yes.
I feel like the fee is paid by a studio,
Yep.
and it ties into
Yep.
an actor or star promoting a project of theirs.
Yes.
Correct?
So, for example, like if Lady Gaga got one,
Yeah.
if her music label pitched her, so you can pitch like 5 to 10 names a year.
Yeah.
And each studio network does it. Film, TV, music.
But what are the prereqs? Do you have to have been like in the
Nothing.
business? There's no prereq?
No, you pitch names and then the Hollywood Council chooses.
Yeah, but like if you were like brand new to the acting
They're
world,
probably
the
not gonna
music world,
choose you.
right?
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
amazing. To,
like if they're
gonna
like Billie Eilish, like that, like it's not gonna.
You'd
like,
be surprised. I've done a few that I'm like, that's a head scratcher.
really.
It felt
Give us
premature
an
in my
ex-
opinion.
You don't.
Sam wants to pitch me.
I want to
and
pitch Jason. I want Jason.
You could
to
get
pitch-
one
yeah.
for sure.
I think I'm going to talk to the powers that be today.
They're a kooky group. You could get in there.
Yeah,
They are a kooky group.
I'm a kooky group.
Yeah.
So
The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. That's who they are.
I think Jason's
And
so
it's-
funny. My sister always makes fun of me because she's like, "You are like Jason's demo." I
No,
I
it's-
always I
it's-
laugh
You
at
really-
all his
she really-
jokes.
yeah.
no, literally, it's like for me, if you laugh at my jokes, you're my favorite person in the world, right?
But
And
I really
You
think
do.
he's.
Jenny,
I've always said this.
I don't think
you're
Jenny's
so
laughed at
funny.
it. Jenny hasn't laughed at a joke of mine since like 2008.
I don't even think she's listening.
I don't think she's listened
yeah,
since
she
She doesn't
07.
listen to her. To you or to
Me,
this?
to anyone.
Oh yeah, she told me she's never listened to one of her own podcast ever. After.
I mean,
After
she
the
was there
fact.
for the recording.
So, well, yeah, but after the fact.
But then
So
she's
are
like-
you, and you don't listen to all of these. But so we.
And a
By the
star
way,
is born.
Yeah. By the way, congrats on this. You guys are crushing it.
Thank
You
you.
guys
We
are
know.
so
That's why
great
we asked
together.
you to be on. We knew you were a huge fan of our podcast.
Yeah,
So.
I was
it's
actually
sort
just
of like a
saying that
gift
to
to
be
you.
You're a jerk.
So, but I looked it up yesterday to sort of close the loop on the whole star thing, and I guess there's like over 200 submissions a year.
Yeah.
20 to 25 of which they actually approve for the stars. Remember? And
Yeah.
then it's
75,000.
$75,000.
Oh my
Someone
God,
has
it's
to pay.
75 now?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
was
it used
it?
to be 50.
Well, Sam literally was like, it's probably between like 50 and 100 grand.
It's 75.
75. Nailed
right there.
it.
And
Boom.
you know what's even funnier is what's really sad is like you can get approved for one, and if like the studio or network is like, ugh, not this year, they're unavailable.
And then
It
just
never
kind of falls
expires.
away.
The
Oh,
offer
it doesn't
never
expire.
expires,
Okay.
but then you
What do you
can't.
mean?
So like, okay, say you were on a hit show on Fox.
Yeah.
And we pitched your name, and they were like, oh, they're approved. And each emblem on there has like a different. It has like film or TV or music.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
so yours, like, say your show's canceled the next year, and we never did it for you.
Yeah. Yeah. But they wouldn't
Whoopsie.
say to you, like, we're not going to
Yeah.
pay for it, but you could go
Yeah,
do it.
you can pay
Oh,
for
okay.
it. Anyone
Yeah.
can pay for
Yeah.
it,
I mean,
Yeah.
but very few people are
go
going to
fund
be
me.
like,
Go fund me.
go fund me.
A Kickstarter. Kickstarter for my Walk of Fame star.
Where's his reception?
At
Because we're going to crush it.
yeah. It's at Soho House, West Hollywood. There's going to be a
Oh,
lunch.
that's
and
a
then
trek.
and
Oh,
then they're
because you're
gonna
doing a
screen
screening.
it.
Okay.
They're going to do a screening there. I'm not going to be able to stay for the screening. I have to go to the airport, but I think I could just shoot down.
He's been like, I feel like because you've been so busy, maybe that's why you've continued to be able to like be so active in the last 24 hours.
If
I
you
don't know
give
how
me a
he's
minute,
doing
I'm
it.
going to fall asleep. I'm just going to like.
It's true. If you stop, you crash.
Well, because I came with Dee and I got back from Bangkok.
Thailand, like a few days ago.
I got back late
They were on their
Monday
food
night.
trip.
That's a risky trip. You smell what I'm cooking.
I think I do.
Uh-huh.
The old lady boys. Is that what you're talking about? By the way, risk taken.
Risk accepted.
So Kottie has the craziest sayings. My dad thinks she has the mouth of a sailor, but she'll say the craziest things, and I'm always like wondering.
Oh, I said last week, wait, let's rewind. She tried to tell me, do you remember when she got Bianca?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. She looked like a golden girl when she got her. Okay. She tries to tell me, she's like, I think she's like 12 years old. I was like, what? She's like, when I got her, she was 6 months. I was like, bitch, that dog was not 6 months. That dog looked like she had been around the block. And I said, she looked a little long in the tooth, if you know what I'm saying.
Do you
Long
say
in the
long in
tooth
tooth?
is a good phrase.
Have you ever said that?
I've never said it in my life.
Thank you.
Why?
But it's a great.
Why?
It's a great phrase.
What
It
I'm
is a good
wondering
one.
is she has a whole arsenal of these sayings, and I just wonder
Like,
where she gets them.
Hotter than a 3-peckered dog. Like,
You made that one up for
no,
sure.
no, that was growing up. That was growing up. It's hotter than a 3-peckered dog in here.
That's hilarious.
It's hotter than a
Hotter, like attractive hot or like temperature hot.
I think that's it, though.
Wait, I was gonna say something. Oh, your dad is fun. Your dad is your biggest fan, I think.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
dad
yeah.
hasn't
He is
missed.
our fan.
Yeah.
He's your fan.
He's our fan.
He's your biggest fan. Your smallest
whenever
fan.
I say something weird, like the other day I was saying that this guy sucked on my toes, and then the next day he was like, so Kottie must love her toes sucked, as though it didn't happen to me, it happened to her.
Gross.
Like, he,
Thank
like-
God
He
he's
couldn't
not watching
compute
the
that.
visual.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
his daughter that got her toes.
He must think I'm a real freak. His takeaways from
great.
every episode, he's like, does she have a drinking problem?
No, he loves
Oh
you.
my god.
Wait, what was I going to... That reminded
Your dad tomorrow's gonna be like, did that 3-pecker dog get her toes sucked again?
a little freak. Risk taken.
Rick's
That's
taken
so
is
funny.
amazing.
Yeah, so I'm like kind of just floating here. Although, did you change the comforter on the bed down there?
I don't know. Was it okay?
It was better than okay, way better than
Oh.
it's been.
Oh, gosh.
The sheets, the whole setup was way more not that it wasn't
Lux.
comfy,
Lux.
but it was it was luxe. It was
Oh,
like
I'm so
next
happy.
level.
Oh, Duran said that the smoke alarm, was it the smoke alarm?
Yeah, you have to put it
Chirping?
back together. I'm sorry.
I will, but were you okay? Were you able to?
No, it's fine. So I first got up there and took the batteries out.
Yeah.
But that didn't
Doesn't
do
work.
it.
You have to...
You have to disconnect it. So
I have
I did
no
that.
smoke alarms in my
But
house
Yeah.
right
that
now.
thing, for whatever reason, that one in particular,
Oh,
every
here we go.
6 months has
I'll
an
tell
issue.
you why.
The rest of them don't.
I'll tell you why. I just
Why?
investigated this. Smoke alarms expire. So you actually have to order a whole
Been
new
down
alarm.
this road. Already
Really?
did. Already replaced it. I've never replaced any of them other than that one.
Well, then you have
Yeah.
a gas
Risk
leak, and that's
taken.
why he slept so good. He's like, it was Lux.
It was the carbon monoxide. It just put me out. It was amazing. It was just like
The chloroform pillows.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, no, it was very comfy. I did not want to get out of it. It was
Good.
hard to get out of
Good.
bed this morning.
I mean, I'm impressed. Like, you have been just, like, overachieving on this trip.
I've been finding a lot of like second, third, fourth wins.
Yeah, last night
Like
when you got
last
home, I
night-
felt like you had a
No, last
10th
night.
wind.
Last night I was in the car. First of all, at 6 p.m. I'm hanging out, and I'm like, oh my god, this thing is at 7:30. And then Sam
You had
gave
to
me
go
the
to the
worst
birthday.
news in the world. Oh, I didn't even update you.
What?
She gave me the worst news. She goes, so where is the? Maybe I
Oh,
should.
yeah,
in
I
case
did.
they listen.
No, it's fine. They're not listening.
Okay, no one's
And
listening
if
to this.
they are, it's funny.
No one's listening. There's our clip for the week.
No,
No
I,
one's listening to this.
Lovely.
Not his crew from last night is what I meant.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what. Lovely person who invited me to her birthday party. It was very nice. But about 6 o'clock, I'm with Sam, and she's like, "Where is it again?" I'm like, "Sunset Tower." She's like, "Oh, it's dinner," and I go, "What? No, I'm sure it's just a party. Like you just go." And she's like, "No, it's Sunset Tower. What
Like,
else?
what are you
It's
doing?
a
You're not
it's a
standing."
restaurant."
Yeah.
And you might as well have told me my dog died. Like I was like, what? Oh
You're
my
like-
god, you're right. It's probably a sit down dinner. I just haven't computed Sunset Tower I haven't been there for so
Yeah.
long, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's right. And I was already like, I
You're like,
couldn't
pop
make
in,
it till
pop out,
7:30,
and then
I
you're
was
like,
just thinking, I pop in and I pop out. But it turned out that it was up in a really pretty suite.
That's what I was going to ask you. 50 people dinner. I was like, where'd they do that?
It was up in like a suite, and maybe it wasn't 50. It felt like, but it was definitely packed. But it was like a 2-story duplex kind of suite with like a little terrace where they set up a bar. It was actually they took out all the furniture, and it was just kind
so
of
you
people.
really had no escape.
So well, yeah, I had no escape, but it was not a sit down dinner.
Oh.
So I
That's
didn't
nice.
have no, it wasn't a sit down.
Did
So
you
it was
eat?
just past hors d'oeuvres
Yeah.
and
Okay.
whatever. Not really.
Okay.
Because I kept thinking I'm not going to get too, and I'm going to
You
just
were
be
past
fine.
the point of hunger.
Yeah, I was not hungry. I was like weird. I was just whatever. And then, but then when I came home, Ezzy made me a little piece of pizza with hot honey sauce on it, which is very sweet, very nice. And Dee made me a tomato salad.
We really take good care of you.
Yeah, no, it's
Last
very
night we were
nice.
going to sleep, and Tom goes, "How is Uncle Jason going to be here tomorrow?" And I go, "Just for a little while." He goes, "I want to spend all day with him."
Is that Dominic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking love Dom.
I want to spend all day with him.
Lola's gonna marry Dom.
And
How
then
is
I
Lola?
She's hot.
Is she hot?
Really hot.
hotter than a
Yeah.
three-pecker
Ozempic?
dog.
Ozempic?
Really hot. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I want to get her curvy first,
Yeah.
and then thin her out in all the right
Then-
places.
right,
you know?
right.
And give her.
Be-
have
be
you heard the term
intentional. Be
gyat? Have
intentional
you heard
with
the term gyat? Have you?
Yes, of course.
it. Yes,
He's
of
like
course.
Have you
20.
heard the term gyat?
No.
What does that mean?
Jock.
it's some insane Gen Z slang now
Yeah.
for butt or ass.
Yeah.
Gyat?
Or like
But on
when
a
you're-
girl.
But on a girl,
Yeah.
yes. And
Oh,
it's
Does it refer
Origin-
to like a
Yeah.
Yes.
having
Yes.
something there?
the
like
origin is saying like goddamn, but going goddamn
Yeah.
like that. And then people just
Wait.
started calling it
God damn.
yeah, like that.
So
Oh,
the
just
kids,
now
say,
it's
the,
a-
my oldest and his friends will say it, and they crack up. I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?" They're like, "Yeah, galactic," and I'm like, "What?" And then the other day,
heard this.
they were at at Luca's friend's house, Ezra. And they told his dad that it means get your act together. And so the dad was like, gyat. Like,
Get your
That's
That's
amazing.
hysterical.
It's an
That's
acronym.
so
That's
funny.
kind
Get your
of
act
brilliant.
together.
Wow.
Get your act
But
together.
gyat is kind of fun to say. But I'm like, is a
It is.
gyat a good thing? And he was like, well, yeah. On a
Oh, I
girl.
get it.
On a
Like,
boy, it's not.
Damn.
Sandra's got to clip this one. This will do really well.
This is
This will do really well.
hilarious. I just need the 12-year-old slang, and then I'm like in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when you use it and your kids cringe. What'd you say? You're like,
Oh, so I said the other day they were talking about something, I don't know, one of the other kids, and I was like, yeah, that person always like is sus, and they were like,
sus.
cringe.
Really?
Like sus is like fourth
out.
quarter.
That's so
A
out.
fourth quarter, 23.
Yeah, like I'm
I-
so lame.
That's funny. I'm still using sus.
I can't.
That's it,
You
yeah.
don't.
Whoop, okay.
You are not
Whoopsie.
cool.
I still
You
use
are
sus.
not cool.
Risk taken.
Yeah, do you know what
what
Ted said to me on the couch?
he does.
The internet didn't work the other day. Every story about Ted is the internet didn't work. God forbid.
Yeah.
Internet didn't work, and he's looking
Fix
at his
it.
iPad,
Fix it.
and he goes, "What did he say?" Just out of nowhere, "I'm gonna f-word that squirrel," and I went. He didn't say fuck. He said, "I'm gonna f-word that squirrel." I hate squirrels, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking
What is he
about?"
talking about?
He thought squirrels were chewing through our internet lines.
How old is he?
6. I was like, Ted, He's like, I didn't say it. I was like, it was even creepier that you said, I'm going to F-word that squirrel. Because I was like, don't say
Yeah,
that.
you got to throw an up on the end of
Richard
that.
hear him?
You got to throw an up.
F-word. I was like, huh.
Yeah. I'm going to F-word that squirrel.
So how are your kids?
How are they?
Yeah.
They're good.
Same old?
Same, yeah. They're good. They're starting to.
Be dicks.
Well, yeah, that's been a little.
Are your
while.
kids dicks? Mine are. That's the only reason I ask.
Yeah, no, for sure. So,
It's genetic.
Yeah, it's definitely genes. Yeah, they can be real assholes.
Who are they?
for
Who do
sure.
they listen to more, you or Jenny?
Neither of us. That's the problem. With Jenny and I, our big thing is like we have no control over these children. Like
Doesn't that suck?
it's really
unfortunate.
It's
I feel
really
it.
unfortunate. Like we think we do, like they like they're not afraid of us. I
Yeah,
guess
I know.
is the thing, right? And like I mean, again, I don't want to be my parents, but like
Some days it would
there
be
was
fun.
a fear I
Yeah.
had instilled in me when I was a kid. If I did certain things, that there would be some real
Yeah.
world consequences.
I know, it's
not
some of that's good.
Not consequences that I would necessarily want to adopt in with my family, but it's like gone so far in the other direction where it's like you try to discipline them or say something or I'm going to take this and they're just like okay sure yeah do that
Yeah, come at me.
okay yeah come at me bro
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
doesn't
I'm like
that suck?
and then you're just like
You're like, no, I'm serious.
I and then it's but they can Sid especially he's got some tude Lazzy still leans into the cuteness the baby
Yeah.
stuff a little bit he can still play that he still has like the cutie eyes we call it he literally will say cutie eyes and like do it
Stop it.
yeah
And you're like,
God yeah
spiralized.
he even says exactly
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to
What's-
mesmerize you right now with my cutie eyes. And you're like, stop it. You're 6 years Oh,
You're like,
okay.
fine.
You're fine. And then Sid is just like,
all is forgiven.
Sid is getting tweeny and kind of,
Tweenie. Do you remember? I remember seeing Jenny. Maybe it was her shower. Yeah, it was her shower. No, who did I try? I tried to convince Jenny to name one of your kids Red. Do you remember that?
That sounds
remember
familiar, actually. That does sound
I
familiar.
was like, it's fucking hot.
I think
She's
it was.
like,
I think it was at the
Do you remember
peninsula.
that?
I think it was the
It
baby.
was!
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, it's the name. It's Red.
Red.
If it's not Red, it's Doc. She's like,
From Back to the Future?
And you know why?
Christopher Lloyd?
That's so.
she's like, okay, I'll float him by Jason. I was
float
like,
him.
he's gonna love it.
I heard
I
it.
remember telling you.
I
was like,
then
it's
you
Red.
told me.
It's Red.
And I think the
Like
origins
an
of that
Angry
were.
Bird.
She wanted a
Red is an
3-letter
Angry
word.
Bird.
Yeah, this was before Angry Birds.
Oh.
Yeah, she wanted a 3-letter word.
No, that's what it was. We wanted one
Oh.
syllable.
I was like, I got it.
Yeah.
Why?
Easy breezy. It's Red.
We had just landed on, not necessarily, well, maybe at that point it was 3 letters, but it started because we liked one sound, particularly with bigs. Blank big, like boom, boom.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
And
Red
it was
bigs.
sigh. It was
Red
sigh.
bigs.
It was sigh for a while. Like
Yes.
CY, like
That's
Cy Twombly, the artist, and then remember Jenny's friend Joni?
Yeah.
We had Sid. He wasn't. And then actually we switched gears. Well, no, sorry. Before it was ever one syllable, we had Miller.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Miller,
that was in the mix for Luca.
yeah. So Miller was it?
Duran said no because that was his zonk name in college.
What the fuck is a zonk name?
I don't know. What is zonk? It's
Zonk is
a game he played in his fraternity.
It's a game that involves
Ew.
inhaling copious amounts of a
Cocaine?
certain substance. No,
Oh.
a greener substance. But like, if I remember correctly, but it's like you have to it's a bong and you have bong shots
zonk.
and you have to do like one shot.
no,
like
I think
every.
it was like a game.
That's what he
different
told you.
game.
Oops. Yeah, that's what it was. It was like Trivial Pursuit. Anyway,
I'll have to follow up
No,
on
they would
that.
play. That's right. They would play Monopoly on Friday nights.
That's weird.
Anyways, that was it. No, I don't. I mean,
It was
whatever.
zonk. They call it zonk.
It was back
and
in
it
his
was
chess days.
Yeah, it was like it was checkers. And,
Asking him.
whoopsie. Hope I didn't get him in
No.
trouble.
Anyway, that was why.
So
yeah.
okay, so Miller, we were thinking Miller for a long time, and
Yeah.
then he was born, and Jenny was like, "He's not a Miller." I was like, of the mind, like whatever we name him,
She
he's
laid
gonna
eyes on him
he's
and
gonna
he was
become
not a
Yeah,
Miller.
she's like, "He's not Miller." We're like, okay. So then we came to. Well, no, because that was at the shower. So I guess we
at the
also were
shower.
considering shorter names as well.
considering Red.
So maybe it was Miller, maybe like the first half of the pregnancy. Maybe that's what it was, and then we started switching gears to a shorter name, monosyllabic, if you will. Will you? Thank you.
will.
And
What just happened?
and
I accept it. What do you mean?
it's a monosyllabic, if you will you? And Jacques.
Jacques.
Jacques. And so, anyway, so Cy was a name, and then Jenny's friend Joni came to the hospital after he was born, and she's like, "What names are you thinking?" We're like, "Well, we're thinking maybe Cy as a name," and she was like, "Oh, you mean like Gangnam Style?" Dun, dun, dun. And it was right like after that.
No.
And she started like doing the dance.
Riding
and
the
we're like,
horse?
no, it's not Cy. It's not Cy. Guess it's not Cy. And now, 10 years later, Cy would be also great. But he's Sid Biggs.
I like Sid way better than Cy.
Sid. 1D
Yeah.
or 2?
1D.
Was
That's,
Red
that's a weird question.
3.
I've gotten a Y or an I, but never a second D.
Was Red ever in the running?
No.
Oh, you guys were just okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, sorry, Kottie. It was...
Uh-oh. Who recorded last?
We'll talk.
There's a residue. There's a residue.
We need coasters.
Watermark.
6'4",
Wait, that-
size
that
6 foot. Wild, isn't it?
What are you talking about? Just spreading misinformation.
Balances on
the
those little Tic Tacs.
But a
Those
27
Tic
inch
Tacs of a
penis.
feet. It's amazing.
27 inches.
The smallest feet you've ever seen.
Incredible.
So wait, so I have to tell you, there's a few funny kid things. So Luca thinks he's getting a phone in 7th grade, and
He should.
I don't know. I'm on the fence. It's just such a gateway.
That's it. You're done
device.
once that happens.
You're done, right?
You're done.
So he's like, everyone keeps calling me the iPad kid, and I was like,
that
I was
sucks.
like, well, how about being called a latchkey kid? Because that's what I was.
yeah.
He's like, what is that?
At least it's not the Kindle
So
kid.
I googled latchkey kid, and it was like kids that typically wore a home key around their neck
Around
and
their
no
neck,
one was
necklace.
home when they
Yeah.
got home from school. But anyway, I go, who's calling you an iPad kid? He goes,
I
it's
can't.
weird. People that
That's
don't even
so
have phones
sad.
yet. And I'm like, you're about to be a Chromebook kid because I don't think you.
Chromebook. You're about to be an Amazon Fire kid, all right?
Yeah.
So or Kindle.
A Kindle kid.
A Kindle kid.
But I'm like, who's calling? He's like,
Gag.
well, one kid just got a phone like last week, and I'm like, okay,
Ooh.
they do not have a leg to stand on, but he just wants a phone so bad. But I'm like, as though it's such a torturous
Why don't you get
title, the iPad kid.
You know what? You
yeah.
should fuck with them and be like, got you a phone and get him a burner.
What do you mean a burner?
Burner, like the gas station burner.
And what does
it
that
just
do?
has the numbers.
Oh, it just
Yeah,
you
and
can't
you
just
text or
call?
do
You can't do anything with it.
anything.
That's messed up.
Be like, call us if you need us.
Honestly,
That's
not
funny.
a bad idea
You
because
get them like a BlackBerry.
And
all the
record-
It's a smartphone.
do they still make them?
Yeah, they do actually.
What?
Really?
I'm pretty sure they still sell them. Yeah, there's a guy who works on
Jacques.
the other side of
Jacques,
this
I'd
building.
You know a
Google
guy?
that.
Uses
You know a
Blackberries.
guy. You know a guy.
I don't know a BlackBerry guy. I know a guy who still uses Blackberries.
I used to love all the keys.
Oh,
I
BlackBerry
never
was
got
the
into
best.
BlackBerry.
Oh.
Keyboard was the best.
What? Did you get into a sidekick?
Gross.
Nope, never had a sidekick.
I didn't either.
Didn't have a sidekick. Didn't have a. I had. Do you remember the?
Nokia, where you changed the color.
Nope. I was always Motorola.
you have a phone?
Because I would go to what's a phone? I would always go to the Motorola parties. Were very big in the late '90s, early
Yeah,
2000s.
yeah.
Here in the old Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I would go, and they would give you a phone
Moto.
every time you go. So like
Moto.
we'd go, and they just kept getting smaller. And remember, it was the
Yeah,
Razor.
yes.
And you'd be
Oh,
like,
the
"This is-
Razor.
We're going tonight. We're going tonight. It's the part, and definitely we're getting a phone.
Yeah, they give you a phone.
Yeah, and it was like the best parties to
Yeah.
go to
The
ever. It was like that.
Razor.
Those and the PlayStation parties.
yeah.
The Razor.
To go to the PlayStation
Oh,
party
yeah.
also was like a very
Yeah.
big deal. But the Motorola parties were like once every year because there was a new edition.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I guess we were in with the publicist who would like.
And then Carrie Bradshaw bedazzled her razor. And everyone's like, give me the gemstones. And you're like, ding, 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 ding.
Really?
You're like,
Oh my
my
God.
hair's caught.
"Ah,
Yeah.
my hair's gone. My hair's gone.
I used nail glue.
I even feel that way about these rubber ones. I'm like, it grabs. Does this on brand for me?
Yeah, she puts the weirdest fucking cases on her phone.
How's that weird? It's a black case.
No,
Yeah,
before
that one's
I
fine.
had
She
one
had like
that-
a Legoland case.
She
That's
thought no.
right.
And she'd be like, let me look it up.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
so
it says
gross. It
something
was like a
else on it.
poppet. I was like,
Yeah.
gross. I just raw dog mine.
Oh,
See, that's you're playing with fire.
dangerous. Yeah.
Bold.
Really, Bangkok?
You're
Yeah.
playing with fire. Yeah, risk.
I see
That
it.
is
Risk
a risky
accepted.
move.
God.
Yeah. Do you guys want to ask me some questions or?
No.
All right.
I think that's it. Just kidding.
How many episodes in are we?
50. You're our 50th.
Am I really 50? Like
We
on
can
the
make
knot,
that
on
happen.
the dot?
Maybe we can make that happen. I think we're at like 44.
No, we're not,
45.
Chuck.
You're a little bit past that?
Yeah.
Go to Ep Guides. We're past that. Is it weird looking at Samantha?
Because of
Because
Jenny?
you're married to her sister?
No, there are definitely moments, though. It's actually less in person. No, there are moments in person. And it's not like they look like, it's sort of like twins, I guess. People who know twins very well, they're like, what do you mean? They look nothing alike. And you're like, what do you, of course they do.
Yeah.
But I see a totally different face, but there are mannerisms that are exactly the
Really?
same, where I go, oh my God. Like when
And
you
the
were.
sound.
Yeah, and the sound, forget it. Like if the girls are, if Dee and I are in another room and the girls are in and one of them says, babe, we're both like, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It always.
You rang?
But she does, but like last night you were talking to Luca. I don't remember what it was. It was something, you were just talking about something, and the way you were, you know what it was when you were talking to him and the basketball coach,
Oh, yeah.
and you were talking about how the game, his last game, and how excited it was, and
Yeah.
the way you were explaining it and
Yeah.
your excitement about it, it was, and how you kind of like don't really know about basketball, but now
Yeah.
you kind of do.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
I was watching Jenny have a conversation
Yeah.
with Sid.
That's so
like
funny.
mannerisms, expressions, the inflection, everything. It was
Yeah.
wild.
It's
But yeah.
crazy how that happens.
But Jenny doesn't drop the hammer like Sam
In what way?
yeah, what way?
as a parent.
Really? Yeah. You think I lower the boom?
You lower the boom. None of us do. Duran, Jenny, Jason, me.
Yeah,
We're
it's
all
funny. I
softies.
think
We're all
and Jenny can lower it too. We just it's just
A
fruitless.
lighter boom.
It just doesn't do anything. And so yeah,
Phantom boom.
it's a
phantom boom.
It's a phantom boom. I feel it there. I still feel it. The phantom boom. It just doesn't do anything.
You're not scared of Jenny. You're a little scared of Jenny.
I'm not scared of Jenny.
No, no one is.
I'm not scared of Jenny.
I'm not scared of Jenny.
I am.
We should call her. You're scared of her. We're not.
No,
got
I say
nothing.
the problem with Jenny is we're both such like strong. She's not afraid of me. I'm not afraid of her.
Yeah.
And we'll just the moment it's like 17 years working on this. It's still the thing we work on.
Oh my God, we're the
constantly.
same.
Is that true?
Wait, how is that possible?
Well,
I made all the
you guys got
relationships.
married after us.
Yeah, they've been
But you
married
probably
longer.
knew each other before or around the same time because
Yeah.
we got married at 9 months.
You got married 9 months in?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jason.
didn't
Married
know
Samantha.
that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
I was at your wedding. How did I not know
So that was a year to the day.
They
So
got
so we
legally
eloped.
married earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That
then
was a great wedding.
and then the wedding was
was.
one hot. But yeah, that was.
I
was
don't
fun.
remember that.
It was so hot.
I just fought the whole time.
With Mike?
No,
What?
Mike didn't go with me. I
Oh, he
went
didn't?
with your weird friend,
Who?
Autumn or something. Oh yeah, weird. No, I fought with Honig the whole
loves
time.
She loves this show. Oh,
Remember?
you fought with Honig?
Him and I were like,
Who? I mean,
Interesting.
and it was at his place.
like flirtatiously. Were you with Mike already, or no? No,
wait, what do you mean? You like were
yes,
flirting?
maybe? No,
Oh,
like legit.
we were just like catty. I don't know why.
Yeah.
he wasn't always so nice to
No,
everyone.
no.
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
could have a.
Yeah, it started
Yeah.
at the cereal bar.
Okay,
The
And then it
cereal
went
bar. Oh yeah,
down.
breakfast for dinner.
Breakfast for dinner.
Breakfast
that
for
was a
dinner.
great
Yeah.
fucking wedding.
that was fun, right?
That was really fun. And then you met Duran.
Yeah.
That's
You
where
had
we
met
him.
before that. 'cause
We had. I always joke. I'm like, weren't you so into me? And he's like, I mean, I thought you were cute. I'm like, he's so not that
Was
kind
Duran
of a
your
creeper.
best man?
What's that?
Was he your best man?
Him and Honig.
Oh,
Him and your bestie.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've been. I think Mike and I have been together 18 years, maybe.
Okay, so then yeah,
Known
there you
each
go.
other, but we dated for 8 years. You dated 8 months. We dated 8
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I really
Same.
didn't want to lock things in.
No.
And then you got
right
married.
away.
I know Jenny and I were married when we came to your wedding, right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
got married in.
Yeah.
Did you get married in 09 or 08? Later 08?
Close.
She doesn't remember.
14.
You got married in 2014. Oh,
I think you had a kid by then.
carry the one.
After us,
yeah.
after Duran and I.
Oh wow, God,
Yeah.
I have no concept of that's
Yeah, I
crazy.
know. It's
Oh
weird.
right, so you've been okay. So you guys
You
met
always
around
comment
the same.
whenever I'm like, happy 10-year anniversary. You're like, son of a bitch, it's been 10 years. I'm like, where have you been? I was like, no, that was our like meet-iversary,
Got it.
not wedding.
I get okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
right.
this year's 10 years.
Wedding.
Wedding.
Yes, 14. Okay, carry
Oh,
the
yeah,
one.
duh.
Carry the one.
Yeah.
Got it.
You've
got
been
it.
married to Jenny 17 years, though?
It'll be 16 years next month.
Holy shit.
17 years we met in July. We will have met in July.
That's wild.
That is
Yeah.
wild.
Crazy, right?
You guys are gonna like die together.
I think
You're
so.
gonna go-
And
you're
it's
going
probably
the
going to be sooner than later.
No, you're going. You're going all the
And
way.
it's going to be her.
17.
I don't know. Seriously.
You're
No,
really
not
good.
die. Meaning, I think about getting old with Mike.
Yeah, because of the diseases I picked up in Bangkok. I think that's what you're talking about.
She hasn't seen you yet, has she?
Yeah, no.
They are fresh on your tongue.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Tongue?
Welcome home.
So what else about you? Tell us
What
about
would you like to know? I'm
I
an
want to know
open
what
book.
you were just working on something. Were you hosting something? What were
I was
you doing?
hosting a Netflix baking competition series
Okay.
in Toronto.
Was it fun?
It was fun.
Were you a judge?
No. So there were 3 judges.
Uh-huh.
You were
I
the
was the host.
Okay.
And I could basically it was right now they may change the title, but it's called Blue Ribbon Baking Championship. So it's state fair blue ribbon
Oh.
bakers from around the country.
Oh, so all sweet,
That's
sweetie
awesome.
stuff?
Yes, there was a
some
little
turkey legs.
savory, but
Okay.
for the most part sweet. It's a
Okay.
great question.
Okay.
And different what's the word I'm looking for? Competitions I get. but, like,
Challenges.
thank you, fucking guy.
Yeah.
Keep him around.
Yeah.
Keep him
around in his
He's
little feet. He's
incredible.
a keeper.
Keep those little feet around.
Yeah.
They're not taking up much space. Just keep them
they
over
are.
there in the corner.
little
Twinkle
Tic Tacs.
Toes is here to stay.
Little Tic Tacs.
Keep those little Vienna sausages on there. in the corner. So different challenges would be an example like, pick a state fair food that's very popular and make a sweet version of, like your dessert version of it, or one challenge was, what was your favorite winning entry that you've ever done? Reinterpret it by changing an ingredient or something.
Were
and,
Were
there
they
present
actually
it
like
in.
high skill level chefs?
So
or-
yeah,
Okay.
they were pretty good. They were really good.
Yeah.
Some were clearly better than
Yeah.
others, and I believe the right person won.
Did you taste
Like
the stuff though?
So I did. I
Yes.
tasted everything.
Okay. See, I'd want to taste
I
it.
tasted everything. I could weigh in on. So the first round, we did 2 rounds every day, and so the earlier round was all the contestants made their entry, and myself and the 3 judges would go. It was in this beautiful old barn about an hour outside of Toronto that they dressed beautifully and made 10 kitchens in, like beautiful little kitchens in this
Wow.
huge open barn. It's actually a very beautiful set.
Yeah.
I think it's going to look really cool. And outside, they built a state fair, like literally brought in rides, Ferris wheels, like a whole
This is like the Great British
carnival.
Baking
That's
Show,
what I was
but
just
like
thinking.
It's their
Yeah.
that's
their
what
twist on it.
that's what they're going for,
Oh,
right?
cool.
I
So,
love it.
so yeah, the American
The
middle
hee-haw
America
version,
twist,
yeah.
the yeehaw version, exactly.
Yeah.
So we would go around, and the first round wouldn't count towards them getting eliminated. It was more you could, if you had the best, if you were voted the best in that round, you got a pass. Basically, you got a. Is that right? No, you didn't get a pass.
Got more
but you
time?
got judges. You won a judge's choice ribbon, and then. Everyone collected ribbons over the course of the show. Ultimately, you could still get voted out by having the least favorite dessert, even if you had the most ribbons in an episode. But it was kind of like a pride thing and just kind of
Got
show
it.
you. So the first round, I could go around with them and try and weigh in. They would ask me, like the judges would, and by the way, the judges were really good at it was interesting to learn about.
Were they chefs also?
Yeah. So the one was this guy, Bill. I love him. Bill Yassis. He was the former White House pastry chef under
job.
under
So
the
cool.
last 2 years of Bush and all of Obama.
Oh wow.
Amazing stories. Awesome guy. Then there was this younger baker who's kind of blowing up right now in New York, named Brian Ford, who's really into. He's Honduran, and so really leans into like Hispanic recipes and really like Latin flavors. Really cool. Anyway, so then Sandra Lee, who co-created the show,
Yeah.
and so she would the 3 of them would come around and give their like really specific feedback on flavor profiles and textures and all this stuff. And look, as you know, I know food and love food, and I think they were surprised at how much I did know, but baking is not a particular specialty of mine. And so, but I would get to weigh in on that first round and pick favorites and just kind of, the second round was, it was a much bigger dessert, usually like a cake or a pie or something more intricate that took hours and hours to make. Like some of these bakes would go on for like 5-6 hours. And so I couldn't weigh in on that. That was the 3 judges would go around and they would confer at the end and have to decide who was the blue ribbon winner, who was the white ribbon second place, and who was the red ribbon and
loser,
and who was but the third, but and then who was the last, and the last person would get, the least favorite would get voted off.
4 people,
and then they burned him at the stake.
And then and then I could get involved with, and then I could shoot like little fiery harpoons at them. It was really fun. We like pinned them up to the barn wall, and then like we drew a big target around them in frosting.
Yeah, like
in frosting,
like a fair peg.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. No, it was really, and then it was sort of a dunk tank, except they die.
Oh,
it was
gonna
really
have monster
carnival-esque. Yeah, no, it was fun.
Wait,
And,
did you have a deep fried Snickers at any point?
Yeah.
Is that's
Whoa.
like the golden?
Well, there was one, like someone, I forget.
Gnarly.
There were 10. We did 8 episodes. There were 10 contestants. 8 episodes. 2 challenges every day. Yeah. So there were so many desserts. I don't quite remember them all.
An elephant ear.
We had an elephant ear.
Love elephant ears.
Or a beaver tail, as they're
Gross.
called in some places.
What?
No, it's the
So
same.
some people-
No. So this is interesting. I learned all about like
In
the
Bangkok.
regional. So in Bangkok, they're called. They're not an ear or a nose, okay, or a tail.
It's just beaver.
It's just straight beaver. I'll have a beaver straight up, please.
Dead.
Yeah, but it was interesting to learn regionally about all the different state fair foods and some things are very similar but called different things. Anyway, but there was someone did an interpretation of like a fried Oreo or Snicker or whatever it was into like some sort of cake thing. I don't know.
Wow.
But it was really interesting.
Any churros?
There was a churro
dessert.
dessert.
I love
there
a
was a
churro.
churro dessert. I mean, really, it was 8 episodes. By the end of it, I mean, I don't think
You'd
there
have
was
everything.
Yeah, we kind of hit everything, but there was no spoilers, obviously. But like the person who
Tell
won,
us who the winner is. I'm just kidding.
the person who won was my favorite from the very beginning.
Oh, amazing.
Was crushing it. And
But was it clear to you the entire time, or were they like?
There was a few like dark horses, and not so dark. Like there was the one person that won who I thought was my favorite from the beginning, and then there were 2 people behind that person who maybe every other episode you'd go, oh, maybe actually, you know, and it came down to the last bake. Like you don't like
The
this
last
person.
bake. You're in
the
this
person
now.
who was crushing it could not make a great one in that last one. And you go, sorry, like. I know you've been great up to this point, but we're judging on this last entry. So it was kind of crazy like that. It was the stakes were high. They won $100,000.
That's pretty good.
$100,000.
Do they get taxed on
and
that?
a giant blue ribbon. Yeah, you get taxed.
Oh.
Could you put it
That's
on
a
your
bummer.
car? Could you put a giant blue ribbon on your car? Like Jacques got
You're making
his.
me want to watch this.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any footage yet, but it could be good. I
How
don't
long
know.
did it take to shoot?
It took us. I was there for like 3.5 weeks. A week of it was sort of set up
prep
and
and
rehearsal
stuff,
prep,
yeah.
and then it was I guess two weeks.
Oh, that's amazing to be away from your kids that long.
Was it 2 weeks? I guess. Yeah, and actually, I ended up being.
like a vacation.
gone. No, and the plan was it's Toronto, so
But
I
it's
was like,
hard. Oh, did you get COVID?
not that.
That
no,
was
that
something
was
different, sorry.
that was 2 years
Yeah,
ago,
yeah.
or 3 years ago. Doing the
Again,
Christmas
time is-
movie.
Oh
What
my
is
God!
time?
Eludes
Wait,
Time is a construct.
before I forget, I'm
What?
in Trader Joe's yesterday. This
Yeah.
blew my fucking mind.
What?
I'm in Trader Joe's. This woman's on speakerphone, and she goes, "I still have a really faint line," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Of COVID?
Yes,
Well, you know what?
on speaker. I'm like, at least take it off
And
speaker.
no mask, no nothing.
She was like, "I should be good in a few days. I still have a really faint line," and I'm like, "You motherfucker!"
Definitely wasn't talking about tan line.
Definitely not.
Okay.
She was like
Damn line.
70 or
Okay,
she was
I mean,
she was
did you
like
see her
70 or
bikini
80.
lines? You didn't. You didn't.
I did.
so
Well,
not.
the CDC is now saying that you don't if you don't have symptoms after I think like 48 hours, that you don't have to stay home. My physician just sent out an email like with the guidelines, but then she was like in parentheses like I don't agree, but these are the guidelines.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like if you
yeah.
can stay home,
I'm
stay
still
home.
testing positive,
mask
but
up.
I feel better.
okay.
I'm like,
if you believe that and you want to still go out and about, like, okay, fine, like CDC, whatever, great. Okay,
Yeah.
do your thing, you be
Yeah.
you. But don't then have a conversation on speakerphone about how
Also-
you're still coming
and
up
also-
faintly positive
and also mask
next
up.
to someone. Like,
Mask.
mask.
yeah, and the mask up.
Just wear a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So rude.
Yeah. That's.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm breathing her air. But
Yeah.
here's a new rule. If you have to Google if it's okay to go outside yet, it's probably not.
yeah.
Just stay home.
That's a good.
That's a good rule of thumb. I had
Yeah.
COVID for 13 days, not one symptom.
What?
I am. Yeah, isn't that wild?
You're on
Wow.
like day 10 now. I'm just kidding.
I really turned the fever broke last
You're
night.
just
So I'm
like
good.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
just like projecting 13.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
How are you on time?
I gotta go in a minute.
He has to go. Hold on. I want to.
Did you take off your watch because you didn't want to be embarrassed in
Oh.
front of Beggs?
No, Kottie got me this activity Garmin watch, which, by the way, I stopped wearing
calling?
because I feel free.
Duran?
How'd it go with Brew?
What up, Zonk?
Brew, you're on with Brew.
Hi,
Hey,
Brew.
hold on. What was your Zonk name in college?
Rocco.
Oh, Rocco. Wait,
That's a
what was
great
Miller?
name.
Who was Miller?
It was just a friend from college.
Oh, a friend from college. Rocco. I
Who you
wanted
played?
Rocco.
Who you played Zonk with?
Yes, I wanted Rocco, and Rocco was
You went
his
right.
Rocco as a Zonk name. Okay, and
That's
then what is
right.
Zonk?
It's a dice game that you play for
Blowjobs.
rewards of
Marijuana?
Smoking. Yeah.
Brew, you're so
Come on.
smart.
Why
Brew.
are we calling him Brew?
Come on,
Because
I need in on this. Brew.
Brew. Don't.
He's a
fucking drop it.
Brudebaker.
Don't you
All
drop
right,
it, Brew.
I love you.
I love you. I love all you guys.
Love you.
Oh, especially me.
Bye. Cottie's convinced that her and Duran are going to end up together.
It's cute.
I'm not a Mullen,
That's
but I'm
fine.
close.
Well, then Sam and I can end up together. Oh, poor Jenny. Whatever.
Jenny would be fine out of
Poor
all of us.
Jenny. Yeah,
She's
she's.
the Gemini. She'd be
she's-
like, squirrel, squirrel,
Squirrel, squirrel. It is
Whatever
true.
you put in front of Jenny, like
Oh my God.
she is so incredibly. It's actually amazing. I mean, she's so incredibly focused on whatever she's into at that moment.
Yeah.
But the problem for me, and I've had to learn over the years that it's especially being her sister and wanting her to like always like love, cherish, and adore me. I took it personally for so long, and I'm like, this is just kind of like who she is.
Yeah.
And there's so many beautiful elements to it, but it like out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. No, I for all intents and purposes, she's not married right now.
yeah, totally.
Like I
We
leave
might as
town,
well
she's
all
like, "You're
just-
dead to me."
Yeah.
I come back in town, she's like, "Ugh, like what? Like I figured it out without you."
Yeah,
She
yeah.
literally will be like,
She
"I
just told me-
figured this out.
yeah.
Why are you're messing everything
Did you
up?" I'm
hear-
like, "Welcome home, baby. I missed you too."
Did you hear she said her and mom are getting matching facelifts from Warren?
Is that what she's?
We talked to her for like 2 minutes as we were walking in, and we got like literally, I don't even know, 10 different topics that had so many questions. And we were like, we got to revisit this in a
Yeah,
second.
we had. Okay,
Yeah.
we gotta go.
She's getting a
Faceless.
facelift? That's
she
cool.
wants my mom to move to Connecticut with her and become her like bookkeeping accountant for the new clothes selling business she has. I mean, could you live with my mom?
I think
think
so. If
so.
we had a good setup.
Yeah.
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 She's pretty
Yeah.
chill.
I wonder.
I could.
No, I totally could. Like, I totally could.
I could live with your
Yeah.
dad too.
Get it.
Get it?
Well, it's so funny because over the years, I have always been, I think, so defensive of my mom, for better or for worse, you know, even maybe when I shouldn't have been. And now I'm to the point with my mom where I'm like, I've just like, I've had it. Like, I've done sort of like coddling her, where Jenny's always been the one, like, you know, to really like,
Lay down the law.
serve it like raw and cold and hard. And now since this last
Deja vu.
Bangkok.
this last little trip they've had since Jason's been gone, they're suddenly like living in harmony, and Jenny's like so like supportive and like weirdly defensive and championing my mom, which I think is so cute, but it's like the weirdest thing because normally I'm that. And
Yeah.
she's the one who's like, I don't believe it. You know, like, and
I don't
now
believe
she's like,
it.
Mom's so great at this. Mom and I are going to do this. And I'm like, it's kind of cute. I feel like they're
Yeah.
having
Mom's
their
sleeping
moment.
in Jason's spot.
I could actually see her like moving East Coast with you guys, and
Right?
actually having a great life.
I mean,
I
think
can't wait
she
to
would-
see her facelift.
I think she would kill it.
She's already had one or two. I don't know.
What?
Probably.
Really?
Probably. But no, here, because I would love her to be closer to us, but I don't see her here.
Yeah.
Yeah, in LA.
I could totally see her back east.
Same.
Yeah.
And you know, the city, yeah, I could see her thriving in the city, and because she even
Same.
when she comes to New York, she has a little routine. Like she kind of
Once she gets her bearings.
Yeah, no, she kind of like, and the West Village is great. Like she's figured
Yeah.
out her spots. It's
Yeah,
really cute.
yeah.
But even if we were hypothetically to sort of move out of the city, like I could see her thriving as
Yeah.
well, like in a town like, you know, like a Westport or something.
We can close out with this.
Yeah.
Are you ever coming back to us? Are you forever East Coast now?
I think I'm forever East Coast.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, who knows? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
We got to book him a show here that just
Yeah.
locks him in
Yeah.
prison here.
great. I should be so lucky to have such a
Yeah.
dilemma.
Yeah.
There are
I'm
certainly
gonna
worse
lock
pl-
you in.
I got
Seriously.
I got family here. It's
Yeah.
not. I like. Look,
Yeah.
I loved LA when I first moved here. Of course, I was young, and it represented a
from New
whole lot of
Jersey.
things. Yeah, and it represented a whole lot of things, and it was a great life, and met great friends, Duran, and like had a great thing going. And then I kind of hit a point with it where it was like a little unhealthy for me.
Yeah.
And then I kind of and then I met
Life in the
Jenny.
fast lane.
Yeah, and then I kind of crossed over a point where, and then I kind of like liked it again, like met Jenny, kind of settled into a bit more of a domestic thing,
Yeah.
not totally.
Yeah, the house with the pizza.
Yeah,
The pizza.
yeah,
oven.
and so then I was like, okay, I kind of like it again, but then I felt I kind of passed the expiration date a
Yeah.
little bit. Like I just stayed a little bit too long, so that by the time I did leave and went back to New York, I kind of had really sour feelings about LA. Like it was actually way more negative than it ever was positive. And now having some distance from it, I feel like
You can
I'm-
appreciate it a
I
little
Yeah.
bit.
I can appreciate it in a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
way for sure. That
Yeah.
being said, it's not for me simply because of the work that I do. I've been doing this since I was a little kid. It's so, for me, I've realized, especially at this point in my life, it's so important for me to be out of it a little bit, and like it's hard
a healthy balance
to not be
to
in
not
it
live in it,
here.
yeah.
It's really hard, even though family and friends are not necessarily in the business, like my closest, right? But there's still, for me, there's an
Well, now I am.
now you are big podcast star, but it's hard to escape. It's hard to escape, and it
Yeah.
became very unhealthy for me. And so, New York is, and it's where I'm from. You know,
Yeah.
so there is also a sense of coming back and whatever. And obviously, Jenny was always the wild card there. You know, and she had one foot out the door for the first few
I
years.
could see
She
you
always
guys
has one
moving
foot out
back.
the door.
I know, but I think she,
But
in
not
a
to come back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a similar way, though, I think she has a respect for LA, but has come to realize that it's not where she is healthiest.
I was just gonna say I felt like she's way healthier in New York
Yeah.
than she is in LA.
Yeah, totally.
not- it's- yeah.
And the boys, I think, you know, and look, we struggle with the boys and space and all that stuff. That's why, if anything, it would be to someplace
Like countryside.
outside of
Oh,
the city.
Space, like not in space. Like
Yeah, not in space, but yeah,
Little bit of
exactly. Although that too.
Yeah.
But it would be.
And
somewhere
our boys
East
want to
Coast
see each
still.
other more.
Yeah.
So we got to make
Buy a
that happen.
gotta
vineyard,
make
you
that happen.
guys. right.
I got to run, you guys. I love you. Love you.
Jason,
you so
Matthew
much.
Biggs, thank you so much.
I want it to
love
be
you.
Matthews.
Brew.
Thank you, Brew. Love
Brew.
you, Brew.
Maybe one day we'll explain brew to you.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.